Yeah. All right. Well, I don't feel too bad, but we did miss a bit of that recording. But it was a lot of faffing around, so. I mean, by that I mean everything up till now.
Oh, that's fair.
That's all right. Most of it was not great content. Mostly figuring out downtime. We've had enough.
Yeah.
And cat
Okay,
cleanings.
so we're just gonna disguise it as a chest, like just like a wardrobe chest. Sure.
Oh, okay.
I'll carry it.
So,
We're putting it on the disc. It's too well. No, I guess
The
it's.
disc is ultra, but makes it easy.
We're just gonna. We've
Right,
done that
got
before.
it.
We're just gonna go with it. And
yeah. Disc is pretty low level too. So maybe not that common, but
it's not like you're casting some high level spell. Oh. Okay, so yeah, walking into the bank.
it's fancy magic, but it's not.
Scary.
It's not
You're
terrifying
right.
people. It'd be
It's
kinda like one of those-
utilitarian.
right.
There you
Now, if you're calling Big B's hand to do it, that's a little bit different.
Then you're swank. Then you're yeah. People in town already know you.
You're making
kind of.
sure everybody in town knows you're the wizard.
Right.
I'm the wizard now. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the wizard now. Sorry. Sorry. I shouldn't have memed. It's bad of me.
That was pretty funny. Anyways, so yes, go into the bank, waiting in the line.
Waiting in line, the RPG.
We'll deal with the note and such after the chest.
Okay. I have a cat. That's what I have now. I'm just gonna let her nestle so I can move on with my life. And we're settled. Okay. So
Into the bank.
She almost agrees.
oh, so now she can talk right to you guys. Great.
Yay.
We don't need this at all. The best part is the recording catches every meow of hers
That's hilarious.
because it's not voice activated. Okay, so you head to the major branch of Temfesi. Got it.
Yep.
You arrive, and time do you head out? Right in the early morning.
When? Sure.
Okay, so Monday morning rolls around, the Monday equivalent morning.
Fine.
Get up, and it's early enough that there's not a lot of traffic and a lot of people moving around yet. Businesses are open, shops are opening, but it's not quite hustling and bustling yet. So you get there,
Good.
and the bank's open, but there's not like a large line.
Sweet. When we get inside, I'll go ahead and does the Bank of Tempesi, does it have like guards outside? I'm just curious since it is a bank.
Inside the
Okay.
the foyer, as it were.
Okay.
You go in, and if you remember right, this is made from like reclaimed shipwood from the
Yes.
reefs, like much of it. But this is made from like very large, like center beams and things like that. And the main foyer is not that large, but it's like two doors, and then a second set of doors, and some guards on either side.
All right.
Or I should say a place for a guard on either side. There's only one that you've ever seen in them.
Okay. So yeah, go up when we get to the front of the line, and I'll give them my bank conch, and say, like to make a deposit.
Wait, bank conch? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Cat, please stop rubbing the microphone. Please
The microphone's not yours.
stop that. So
Yes.
sorry. Yeah, so you get inside, and there is a very short line up to one of the tellers. But you come inside with this really large chest, right? That strong box floating on tensors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's that long winding line. One of the tellers that's over at a side one waves you over.
Okay. All right. We go over there. I'd like to make a deposit. Also, I give him my the conch. Alex, for your information, since you weren't around for this yet, it's pretty much the ID that like connects me to the account. It's also like a credit card.
Like a debit card
Well,
is a pretty good way of calling it.
okay.
Like, as far as you guys are thinking about it.
Yeah. That's sorry, that's what I meant. Okay, so yeah, I show it to him and say, like to make a deposit. Also, what is the minimum balance on a group account? Since if anything happens to me, the account's screwed currently.
Ah, all right. Wait, didn't you have that written down? You're the one tracking that.
That was before I started taking the notes. I don't think I have written down what the minimum balance is.
Oh, you asked for the minimum balance. I thought you were asking for the balance.
No, that I have written down. It's of a group account, because I know before we did not have enough.
What did you currently have in there?
We had 325. I think it was something like 1,000.
I think it's 1,000 for a group account.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you're walking up, he says, deposit. I'm presuming since there's so many of you that this is a merchant account.
No, actually, I'd like to upgrade our current account to a group account. It's currently just in my name. It should be Sprocket.
All right then.
I'd like to be on the lookout for like any bullshitting, just in case, because it's Tamfessi.
Sure. Well, this is a temple of Tamfessi, so
This be your home.
like I'm confused by the question.
Exactly.
Making sure everything's running
Like
straight
normal
and
to what
not-
you would expect. Okay, I was like, Tamfessi is known for being trustworthy. This is the opposite of what I would. Sorry,
the
guys,
people
I
he
can't
doesn't
want to
trust.
jump onto the microphone.
Cat.
Anywho, sure, yeah. So you'll keep an eye out. Give me an insight check. You can just whisper that to me, or roll it.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. In that case, let me find you one of our bankers then. What was the name on the...
The name of my
course,
current
Michael.
account is Sprocket.
Very good. The halfling steps down from his kind of a step shelf that he was standing on behind it. Steps down and walks back and walks out. Waves to one of the bankers on the side who walks out.
I think I sent it to you.
Yes, you did. Perfect. Keep that in mind. He says, all right. Mr. Ibnes will take care of you.
Alrighty.
I will need more space. What's today's date? Oh, duh, it's the 1st. So if anyone's curious why I'm a little slow today, it's because it's the 1st. Whoever's listening to this recording in the future. I'm not hungover. I'm just
Aliens
dumb.
care greatly.
So Mr. Ibnes is a well-to-do dragonborn. He is wearing thick spectacles, has kind of a short nose, has the very common deep brown scale. And it looks like he really maintains his appearance a lot.
Keeps
Oh,
the
good day.
parasites out from under his scales.
What's that? Yeah, gross.
Hello. We would like to upgrade an account and make a deposit.
Excellent. Well then. Thank you, brother. And he nods to the teller. Says, "Come this way. Did you say you already had an account?"
I do. It should
And
be
he
under the
goes
name
and,
Sprocket.
The teller pulls out a full small slip and goes, "I should look that up while, real quick." He says, good. Well then, initial deposit. Let's see. What's currently in there will be short, but I'm presuming that you've raised funds for the group account, and that's what this is.
Yes.
Excellent.
Can you take deposit of precious gems as currency? Or do we need to sell those?
Typically, no, though we can safe keep them. We don't count that as monetary directly.
Sturm, we have 6 gems worth 40 gold each. Should we just keep those as gems?
Yeah, they're hardly about to go down in value. The gem market isn't that unstable, is it?
Volatile. Okay, so we'll put them in the safety deposit box. Alright, yeah, we should still have enough. We will still have enough. We'll have, like, 1,100 in there.
Excellent. And how much will you be depositing today?
765 gold pieces.
And you'll have to remind me, the GM, how much did you have in there already?
325. So we've got 1,000.
1190.
Yeah.
Yeah, 190.
1090.
Yeah, that's the one.
Skills.
One of those numbers is true. D&D, it teaches you words.
And math.
Yeah.
And social skills.
Yeah.
It teaches you things. We're not sure you want them. We're kidding. Excellent. Well, that brings you up above the minimum, so we can start that. Of course, if you ever fall below the minimum, fees will apply.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So, we will start you with. So your name was Sprocket. We can transfer everything over. Who else will be an account holder?
Roscoe. No offense to everyone else, just thought I'd say him.
Last name?
He needs my last name?
Yes.
Green bottle.
Sorry, was Sprocket asked for a last name when he signed up? Because, he probably would have just gone, what do you mean?
It took a while.
My last name is just Spacebar.
Actually, what happened the first time, if I remember correctly, was the clerk slash monk, wrote down your first name and went, it was one moment, went, got coffee, came back and said, and for everyone, sat down and went, last name? And began writing as whatever
Seriously?
came out of your face.
I haven't actually decided Sprocket's last name yet, but it's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah, I know. You have to work on that. So
Yeah.
we can all presume that this was a... Yes. And when you were done, you took a good swig of the water.
Course battery staple.
Okay.
Anywho. Any other account holders?
Does anyone else feel a pressing need to have their name on the account? I figure if we just need at least 2 of us, can we do it for an organization?
You can alias it, yes. Typically we use this as partner names, but if you'd like to have an alias over it, that's fine. We'll just list that as a doing business as.
Yeah, that works.
Oh my, Klaus in a temple of Tamfesi.
Klaus is a follower of Wazik. But at the very least. Curious, suddenly Roscoe is curious. there's an alias, what protects? What keeps anybody from claiming it under that alias?
They can't. It's still under your names.
Got
It's
it.
simply what will be referred to.
Yeah, that
Well,
works.
should we put in there? Should we
Revenginieers.
put
Revenginieers.
yeah, triumphantly put us down as the Revenginieers.
Spelling?
Revengineers. I had to actually look at the tab to see how he actually spelled it.
That's because you're an engineer, and no one can spell engineer who is an engineer.
Correct.
I was almost impressed.
It's cruel as hell. Can be edited by... alright. So that will leave you with a current balance of 190 gold pecks. So...
1,090.
Or
Oh,
10.
sorry, 1,000. Yes, no, I wrote down the correct number. I said the wrong one. My apologies.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, and there is your receipt. And
Yeah,
for
thank
players, there is
I
a
was-
handout which the two people with their names on it can edit. And the two people
I'm
without
also
can.
writing the bank stuff on the bag of holding Google Doc, so just because it's a good commonplace.
Okay, excellent. I feel more secure about all this now. If something should happen to one of us, it can still be claimed.
Okay.
And also, can we make a deposit into our safety deposit box?
Yes, I can take care of that for you.
Also transferring ownership of it to the same alias and account.
Oh, all right then. Do you have the...
Yes, I hand it to him.
Excellent. And he holds it over. He places it down on a spot on his desk, which looks like it's quite worn, like he does that often. And above it, a rune flashes in black. He says, "Ah, all right. I will be right back."
A sec. Do I know what happened?
So, Eitri, you noticed he squinted a bit at that and paused. Sort of, something seems a little off. That was the I need to check something face.
Alex, do you let the rest of us kind of subtly know that there probably were difficulties?
How big, how big a deal is it? Like, I'm trying to quantify it to myself right now.
Not sure. He kept it to himself.
Is he one of the higher up guys? I know he was the Dragonborn, but that's about all I got from him.
He's like one of the account, you deal with the public priests. He's dealing with business and merchants, so he's probably dealing with higher price class people than everybody else, but
I slowly tell Sprocket, but that's it. I'm gonna let Sprocket because it's his account, and I'm still confidential. Trained, I guess.
I'll lean over to Roscoe and say, I think we're about to talk to a manager.
Oh my.
And I'll also pull the note out of my bag and just prepare to deal with this, since I'm pretty much assuming the account was probably like flagged for shit happened.
Well, this is, our coming into this account was under unusual circumstances.
That is correct as well.
A while later, like a couple moments, the Mr. Ibnes returns with another shorter dragonborn woman. Hello.
Hello.
I would just like to nod at her.
I'm Miss Coralie. You said your name was Sprocket, correct?
That's correct.
I see. Did you receive any messages from us? We'd attempted to contact you already.
I did. Eitri here very eagerly brought me this message, and yes, I figured we would have to deal with this as well.
I see. Well, probably should have come to us right away, or made this clear immediately. You worried poor Mr. Ibnes here. That said, could you come speak with us in private, please? Mr. Ibnes, you can finish off with the rest of them. Opening a group account, I heard.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I will. Stern, we just want to deposit the gems into the safety deposit box. And I don't know what we want to do with the chest. It's probably way lighter now.
Storage thing. It's a good thing to store stuff in later.
Yeah, it's a pretty hefty strong box, though.
Not really lighter.
Is it about 100 pounds now instead of 200?
The walls are that thick.
Nice. It also probably won't in the safety deposit box.
Yeah, it's like that. It's
Yeah.
like forearm, like tall.
It's a big old dense chest.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it can't go in our bag of holding anymore.
Yeah. It actually has a couple places where it looks like it can be chained to a thing.
Damn.
Like, possibly to chain it in place. It looks like
great
it's a
if we-
ship strongbox.
Get a permanent place of residence, or get our ship back. Yeah.
Okay, I will follow. I'm assuming she's just summoning
This
me
Mr.
and
Evans
maybe
is
Eitri.
just, having ship problems then, are we?
Roscoe, you can handle that.
Sorry, we probably overtalked to each other. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, what did you just ask?
He says, issues with a shipping vessel.
We are in fact sailors.
Well, good luck with you then. That said, well, Miss Coralie is taking care of the strongbox issue. But I can begin. Let's see. You'll be depositing just some gems and the like into it. That's all?
Is that all, guys?
I believe so. Anybody else have anything expensive that they don't necessarily want to sell?
We've got that. We gave the one group that mahogany crook, but we ended up keeping the other thing.
Oh, the silver miter?
Yeah, might as well throw that in there.
Don't we have a scarf somewhere?
It's probably on Anastasia. No, wait, Gimbal was wearing it.
Oh, God, that's right.
I forgot about that.
We could probably throw that in there.
It's a mink scarf.
Oh, he wants to keep on wearing it.
Okay. You do know how much that's worth, right, Jazz? Like, you could totally keep wearing
Gimbal
it.
doesn't really have a concept of how much it's worth.
That's fine. Sprocket will kind of go,
Share the treasure for a while.
It's like the last emergency fund. You hide it in the most obvious place.
yeah?
It's like, get it off the dwarf. And you're like, pass.
Quick, it's under his awful beard.
Just try to pay for things with it. Anytime somebody demands a debt, we're like, oh, we have this.
Yes. Moving on.
All right, so... Okay. Yeah. So did Miss Coraline take me to another room, or?
Yes, I was going to say, you kept like almost saying a thing. I was going to ask if you had a question.
Nope.
Yes, she walks you off while Mr. Ibniz finishes filling out the paperwork with Roscoe. Oh, and she says, well, she closes the office door behind her and says, we seem to have had a not insignificant issue, and one we've never actually had before. It appears that someone found a loophole of sorts. We're not entirely sure how. All of the items in the safe deposit box, which was, as we note here, a anonymously placed gift box.
Yes.
Which you had since claimed under some odd circumstances, but the doesn't appear to be any circumstances which you were a party of. So the claims seem to be valid. However, we worry that this may have been, a phishing attempt, as it were. In the instant you had opened specifically one of the items, it's not clear, it's intentionally unclear here, as we don't have the ability to actually open the chest. But when one of the items was used or opened, it activated a apparently concealed spell, which placed scrying upon you.
We're being tracked by the scar.
Oh, you're kidding me.
First of all, I will add, Roscoe's not there.
Correct.
Nah.
Actually, and you know what? I'm not going to say anything else.
Ooh.
She says, however, if you're here, we should be able to, inside the building, there are already wards to prevent further scrying, and we will be able to strip the scrying from you. If you could please, and she motions over. We've already set up this small chamber. Once you step inside, we'll activate it, and it should purge any. Now, before you step inside, please leave anything any known magical items outside. We do not want to accidentally purge or have strange interactions.
Bag of holding on the desk.
Excellent. Anything else? Are you sure? Like even very
staff.
minor things.
It empties the pockets. Everything.
All right. Jesus, very good.
I am
no
a
gold
caster.
pieces. No, none of the money either. Remember, that's all technically slightly magic.
Yeah,
sure.
everything is out of the pockets.
All right.
Very good. It? I am a caster. Will this have any ill effects on myself?
No, it won't. Do you have anything up and running? Well, if you have anything up and running right now that will harm you should it fall, yes. But
okay, I do not.
no, we're going to put you inside a very temporary, very strong anti-magic field, which should disrupt everything running.
I'm assuming you can't find the source of this scrying
we
spell.
We hope to. When we break it.
I may know. I think I'm okay. I would be very interested in hearing about it. And
well, if you have any other leads or clues,
I believe I know what item may have caused it.
Oh, well, that would be helpful. That said, we'd like to track down any of this, because this kind of thing, I don't know what kind of dangers you might have been in if we had not sent Brother Eitri to retrieve you.
All right.
Speaking of which, in the meanwhile, one of the monks walks over and whispers something to Eitri. I forgot who it was.
Sorry, yes?
Whispers to Eitri really quick and then motions for him to follow.
Sure.
Nonchalant.
And he pulls him away to one of the other offices. Meanwhile, Sprocket steps into the chamber. It is a darkly painted, very narrow thing, maybe 1.5 feet wide. You're able to fit, but it's tall, but you're glad you're a skinny man in here. In the edges, there is brass, which has been etched with runes.
Is it? I'm assuming it's kind of similar, maybe similar runes to ones I've seen before. Like, not the same, but like similar style.
Yeah. You've seen them on something. Some of them are foreign to you. You hear a click, and then the room, like, you feel slightly warmer. Then there's a hum, and then it ends.
All right.
The door opens again. So it's all done. Well, we've done what trekking we can. That's good. I hope nothing. I would hope nothing worse than that would have happened. So, that appears to have snapped it, and it hasn't returned, from what we can tell. Now, that said, I would advise a large deal of caution. I am unsure as to what the actual purpose is of the scrying work.
What do we know? Do you know what the scrying did? Like, how did it?
Well, it meant that you were able to be tracked. And
location?
they were able to. Yes. Well, it seemed to be a wide location, combined with close range visual, so they were able to see around you. Most likely, if you were near anything that was a landmark, would be the best way to follow you if they were trying.
I see. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, well, that explains a lot. Well, we
please do tell.
We had some difficulties. We just got back from Sisters Port.
Yes, I believe that was where we'd sent Eitri to attempt to locate you. We have a we have a less a more innocuous version of that we were able to cast onto your, well, this. And she holds up the small holy symbol.
We're carrying a Tempest holy symbol. Yeah, we are, because the account holder was given one. Got it.
But while we were there, we had a run-in with we had been to Sisters Port, gone out into the wilds for a bit, and then come back. And we had a run-in with a would-be assassin who seemed to always be a step ahead of us. Apparently he was. I would have to imagine that the two are possibly linked.
Okay.
There's no, like, backtracking when you broke the spell, was there? I don't know if that's even possible.
Well, that is what we were attempting. It doesn't appear that it was traceable backwards. It's a very slippery thing. It's very well made, to be honest. It appears to backtrack back into itself. So
interesting. Would
the best I can describe it is it's like tracking an animal who's smart enough to walk in a circle first and then backtrack its own trail before it dives into a river.
My.
Would the item that caused it be of any help, or would it be completely innocuous by now?
Possibly. We might be able to track, if nothing else, more mundane means.
Alright. I would be, if you have any powerful mages, I would be willing to allow them to see the bomb.
Well, we do have particularly skilled diviners here. Typically, they work security, watching for those who might be attempting to break in. But in this case, they'll kind of break ranks, as it were. So I can send. Horton is on. Yes, I will send Mr. Horton over.
Okay.
That said, we will actually be giving you a new security box with a new and completely separate badge. So this one will stay here. Here is your new one, and she passes you identical looking
Okay.
thing. This
and-
is just an extra precaution.
Indeed. Could my one of my compatriots, be here for the examination of the box?
Indeed.
I think.
Particularly, you can do the transfer at the same time if you wish, and you
Okay.
had a few more things to deposit, so we'll call
Yes.
out, and I will. Well, follow me. We'll
All right.
go grab him and then get that settled. So they come out and she says, "All right, well, Mr. Greenbottle, was it?
Yes.
I believe it's time we can get that deposit done.
Very
A
good.
good man here has one of our diviners will be following you. Don't worry, he is under a sworn secrecy. If there's anything truly private you don't want him to see, let us know and you can take care of that first. But
They
here he is, and a short, very fat hobbit comes out. Halfling, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And he has on thick robes. He says, "What? Well, so I'm to help you then."
Yes, please.
Yeah. Does he know the situation? Are you aware of the situation surrounding this? The reach into the wards and all?
To an extent, yes.
Okay. That connection was broken. That scrying connection was broken. But we were not able to locate the source of it, and so that is what we are hoping we can find with this.
Okay. I sort of followed.
It
There-
just
there were a lot
literally
of
pretty much.
pauses. Yeah, just
Yeah.
tell me it straight without.
I'm just telling him, they broke the scrying and were trying to discern a location of the spell and couldn't. But
Just, all right.
we're hoping that this could do so instead, since this may have been the original source of the scrying.
Oh! You think you know which item it was?
I believe so.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Well then, follow you in, and I'll take the box.
We believe it was the perfume.
He says, "I see." He opens it, and flips the lid. Oh. His eyes kind of briefly glow. He looks like he goes, "Nothing on here now." Though, given how slippery it was, I could see this. Well, in that case, I don't think we should leave the perfume with you then. That seems to be a terrible idea. But that said, I'm not seeing anything on it now.
Alright. What about this talisman? It's
Which
the
talisman?
jeweled talisman that looks like an eye. You feel free to check all the items in here.
Oh yeah,
I just had
of
a
course.
hunch it was the perfume. I was could apparently have been wrong.
I rolled.
No, don't know anything about this. Doesn't seem like anything you could have. The perfume seems like the logical thing to me as well, being openable and things like that. If I had to hazard a guess, I would presume that it was an opening or using something. Although perhaps on the clasps here, but being leather, it's not going to be quite that good at taking spells like this. If I had to take my choice, I'd have gone with the perfume myself.
Okay. Glad to hear that my suspicion is not completely unfounded.
So Roscoe's in the room, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he understands that there's an item the party got from that box. So he brings up the mink scarf.
That was not in the box.
Yeah, that
was it
not
not?
in the box? Nope.
Okay.
That was acquired on our very first adventure.
There were a couple other items in the box, but we left them in, right? We left the dress.
Yes.
and
We
the
left
The
mask
dress
in
is
there.
in. The mask is in. The leather choker talisman is in.
Well, I guess that's all we have to go on then.
Well, we took the dress out and wore it.
Yeah, but we didn't take it with us. Like the idea was there was an item that was being used the way you would like plant a cell phone on somebody to track them with its GPS.
I know. I'm reaching here.
Well, first of all, I think only Roscoe and Sprocket are in there.
Yeah, I only brought in.
My apologies.
No, it's fine. I was
Oh,
just
yeah, right.
pointing
I'm
that
sorry.
out. No, I was
No,
just
no,
pointing
thank
out
you.
that, and these are small rooms, so you're not going to want to bring all 8 of you in there. It's like a small closet. It's meant for privacy, so 3 people's a bit cramped. We'll continue to examine this, but realistically, there's no more magics left in the box. And it's likely that whatever was in there was not, from what we sensed, was not so much an item carried on you as an effect cast upon you.
That makes sense.
So
Would it matter
you
who
yourselves
used-
were.
Would it matter who used the item, or was it specifically
Well, that
definitely
would-
on me?
Be the person being followed. We didn't know anything exact, but we knew that we had found, once you left, some odd things, and we actually chased down the wrong leads for a while, as we said. It's very clever in the way it works, but we actually believed that it was someone attempting to see inside, as it set off many of our wards. We didn't realize effectively that you were casting out a signal. But we were able to track that down to a given extent, but where to is hard, because it seems to be not directed, but like widely casted net that something else was set to listen to.
Okay.
Like a great shout.
That only one person could hear.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Sprocket will turn to Roscoe and say, I think this is how that monk was able to know exactly where we were.
Yeah, what exactly was the order of monks that was? Did we ever figure that out?
Yes, we did.
I think I
Roscoe
recognized him.
should be able to remember.
It was. I have it written down somewhere.
Thought I did. Oh, yes. The Masters of the Dreamwind. Have you
Yeah.
heard of them?
Yeah.
So I asked the banking guy, the diviner, if he's familiar with that particular monkish order.
Says, well, no order per se. The Masters of the Dreamwind are, well, lineage, as it were. You know, though, really more of a title. A Master of the Dreamwind has mastered the Dreamwind. Living runes, as it were.
Can you imagine why such a one would be involved in this thing?
Well, the Masters of the Dreamwind. The Dreamwind relies on challenge. They can be taken in combat. More controllable if conquered through fair combat. They seem to submit to those they see as honorable winners.
The runes?
Yes. But that does not necessarily preclude those who would attempt to steal the power through other means, fighting in gangs and the like.
If we thought those two events were connected, and we had the ability for you to see the runes, would you be able to divine anything from them?
Well, if you really did encounter one of the Masters of the Dreamwind, I doubt you would have made it out. But I also would say that no, the runes themselves they're an old living legend, really. They are a thing unto themselves. There are many such old runes in story. The master of the spires of sand and the like.
Would you like to see such runes? Says Roscoe.
Everyone likes a good fairy tale. Why not? But
So he's this is gonna be
call
fun.
Nidna in.
So Roscoe tells him in deadly earnest serious. No, this is the real shit.
He goes. Of course. Show me the way. Either way.
We, show him Nidna.
He goes,
Hello!
so you've defeated him, of course. Well, may I inspect your fine tattoos, sir?
Of course, please. I'm
He
quite proud of
reaches out a
them.
hand and, what do you show him?
Arms first.
He goes, oh yeah, so explicitly done. He goes to hold your arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've not really been touched by anyone else since, and you've not really been paying attention. He goes to hold your arm, and all the tattoos move away from him. He goes, oh no.
Quite a legend, isn't it?
Yeah, these aren't real or
You
anything.
defeated a man who he had
It
these
was
before.
It
What
was an
he able to
ordeal,
do?
but we did.
Yeah. I threw a lightning bolt through his chest.
He
That-
picked the fight.
Well, yes, he would. He wouldn't think you would be much of a problem, I presume. Oh my.
It didn't take everyone you saw in that other room.
Well,
Yes.
Well, that'll. Man, that'll teach him to mess with Church Fessy, won't he? Yes, our good brother here. I'm glad we sent him along. Yeah.
Indeed.
Back now?
He was vital to the fight.
Remarkable.
Quite.
Oh, I've never seen the like. So, but you fought him. It was not single combat then, clearly.
No.
No.
Dear, what was he able to do?
An entire village, an entire town to sleep.
Yes.
The town of Sisterport, in fact.
Also conjure waves of sleep-inducing sand.
Dear, that's poor. It appears you did not fight a simple thief of the, as it were.
No.
You fought a true master. A thief of the winds, well... Understand that Thief of the Winds, much like Master of the Winds, is a title as well. A Thief of the Winds is one who has stolen the winds from a master. Anyone who has not fought them in single combat is a Thief of the Winds. You could become a Master of the Winds. But as
I
far
have
as
a
the
journey ahead
stories
of me.
go, well, you have to conquer them. I don't know really how. Masters that tell of how don't, well, the thieves who become masters do not tell people how. It's in their best interests that no one knows how to conquer the winds, or every thief would just come after them.
I see.
That
Well.
said, I would be very cautious. I do not know what these do, but they are very much alive and have will of their own.
Indeed.
Do you know, is there a origin in these stories for the, like, the temple, or...
Before the fall, really. These are old. These are some of the oldest things ever written about.
I do have a book that is supposedly about them.
What,
Is
really?
that the one you can't read?
Yes, one I can't read.
Show it to him.
Okay.
And he takes it and he goes, give me a moment. Oh. Pity. What languages was it you spoke? I can't remember.
I speak Common, Draconic, Elfish, and Gnomish. I believe this is Dwarvish.
Yes.
Did you say Dwarvish?
Indeed.
It's a shame we don't have one of those around.
I know.
He goes, well, this is archaic beyond belief. It is close to Gnomish in some words.
Might I also have a look at it? Since I haven't actually seen it yet.
Yeah, you can, and you do recognize there's a lot of Gnomish words. He's like, but there's a lot of words. What languages do you know?
I can read anything, but I know Gnomish, Goblin, Unspoken, and
Okay,
Infernal.
well then you could just read some of this. Some of the words make sense. Some of it is in Infernal, written in Dwarvish script. It's like someone has a hodgepodge of languages they're talking with. Like someone who knows many languages who's just picked one script and is writing between them all at random.
Oh my.
Like
There's
whatever... Yeah, it's like whatever suits him for the words he wants to use. He's just picking... So... It's...
Can Roscoe cast Comprehend Language? See if that helps out.
Does that let you read?
It does, I believe.
I mean,
I'll
Ben,
read the-
Sprocket will just have that. But I would believe Comprehend Languages does. I just want to make sure.
Spells? And I'll just
Comprehend
click it
languages?
so that the words come out.
You beat me to it. Literal meaning of any spoken language that you can hear.
Ah,
Oh, you can
so
also
it's
understand any written.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you must be touching the surface with which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute. So this would be an unbelievably long time to read.
Right.
I'm going to presume that this is basically how Sprocket's reading
Actually, that's about the
Yeah.
speed at which I read as a human in the real world anyway.
Yeah, I'd assume that's about how that works as well.
If I may interrupt for a moment, dinner is ready, so I'm going to step away for a few minutes. If Ben, you mind steering my character for a while if anything comes up?
Sure. I'd be more than willing to.
Enjoy.
We might be taking a brief break here in a minute anyways, so that'll work.
Yeah, Roscoe would like some time with the book, given the opportunity.
All right.
But I am translating
to me,
for.
Unfortunately.
I'm translating for the monk or the diviner if he
this
will.
Is a tome. This is
Okay.
like being handed a math book. Side note: it's about as dry as a math book.
I will.
This appears to be, while it's a written thing, and it's sort of a history. Sort of. It is more along the lines of a logical proof of a history. It is definitely a research book, and that is heavily into, it's not simply telling forth things, it's describing, it's the academy and the scholarly version of telling the story.
Oh, perfect.
So, yes. Well, and it should be noted that much of it is apparently logic.
That's interesting. And a good note.
So the author's name is Greta von Ild.
Greta von Ild.
Vectorschwein.
Oh god.
Damn you.
Isn't I?
Oh, right, it's a gnomish author.
Vectorschwein?
Yes.
Okay.
That's an awesome name.
The gnomes are German?
Ich milde mich.
No.
They are!
We gotta take that.
I got it.
Die Ruftel. There's a parenthesis, a apostrophe in Die Ruftel.
Ruftel. Yeah. Got it. Oh, the apostrophe is between the D?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's DE apostrophe.
Got it.
Someone's typing this out, right? Because I'm trying and failing miserably.
I'm typing this out.
Okay, good.
And then we're going to see how close I got.
MacLorkvang?
There's a Mac.
This is great. I love this name.
Scots German.
Yeah. Mac what?
Lorfang.
Yeah.
Did you come up with this name?
Yep. I'm working.
It's awesome.
It's like I can't wait to spell it out for you guys.
How many? Is this all on the cover page or on like the title page, or is it like flip?
Lorfang, like beginning of lore.
Lorfeng.
Feng.
The Lorfeng.
Thing.
Oh
Unfun.
goodness, I
to
can't.
start.
Hold on, I'm actually going to do something hilarious and. I'm not gonna. You're not going to spell this right. I'm dead serious. This next one, you're not going. The next one is Minlarchik.
Minarchik?
Minlarchik.
Arctic.
Hammersmith. The second.
I appreciate the second there. Being a third myself, the second, I like that.
Alright. Here's my best. By the way, I put an E anywhere I thought an umlaut should go.
Sort
Good
of.
Lord.
That's actually pretty close.
There may not be an I,
I like
check.
it.
Depends on the pronunciation.
Rothdel is Rothel. That's right.
Rothdel?
Roftel. Roftel.
FT.
Yes.
Roftel. Got it.
And I'm so sorry. Yes, there's a Polish name in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid.
I was like,
oh wow. Minarzik.
I could have just done Gajewski. I know Gajewski, but I was like,
Yeah, I learned how crazy Polish spelling was when I had to actually ask
that's Gajewski,
one of my friends.
In case anyone's wondering.
Good lord. I'd actually ask one of my friends how her last name was pronounced.
That's normal. Polish last names, they use their letters really unusually. So.
Yeah.
Pietrzycki.
Oh, I know that one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to spell it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard it, but
I really appreciate the Hammersmith at the end there, though. That makes it easy for me. I'm just gonna go Greta Hammersmith.
Oh, I forgot the Oh, it's ILD. Oh, that is ILD. It's just the font's throwing me. It's not Greta. Greto. G-E... I'm sorry.
With an
Guido.
O on the end instead of an A.
Guido.
Greto Hammersmith.
G-E-D-O.
G-E-D-O.
Yes.
Oh.
Giddo.
Get over here.
Oh.
Suddenly he's Scorpion.
You're lucky this man's dead.
Ghetto von hair.
Ghetto von Ild, Vectorswein, De Roftel, McLaurin.
This dude was no...
Yeah, yeah.
When the GM loses it because of his own.
No, I started laughing at this name. Oh. Sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
So
that's the last name, the MLY. That's the Minlar check. Yeah, that's the Minlar check.
Yes.
Hilarious. Did I get the McClure thing yet? Right? Otherwise, with the ENG.
Yes.
And the vector fine.
Let's see. I will.
How much XP do I get for correctly translating? Joking.
You get one hell of an experience. That's what you get. It's actually easier for me to take what you wrote since I wrote it in a couple places. There you go.
I love the delay. It keeps delaying everything for me. Like, I hear you guys laughing about stuff, and I'm like, I don't see what we're talking about. And then it compares. I'm like, oh, now I get it.
Oh. Maybe?
The worst thing is,
Okay.
Vectorswein is cruelly spelled.
Well, that H doesn't belong there.
You're right. It's silent.
Yeah.
Of course.
Vecht. That would be Vectorswein. German doesn't have silence. That's French shit.
I didn't say it was German. I said it was Gnomish.
I was gonna say.
Gnomish, who just
fucking
keep
Belgian gnomes.
adding names.
Belgian gnomes.
The right kind of gnomes.
The fanciest of waffles.
Take the worst aspects from two languages.
Depends on your definition of worst, but yes.
Plus a third.
Also the worst aspects.
Don't you forget about Flemish.
Sausage.
Yeah, that was the one. Flemish gnomes.
I wasn't gonna do. I was tempted, but when I made it, but I'm like, I put a Polish name in. It's like I should stay away from Scandinavia. There's a level of cruelty even I.
Well, backwards German.
That's just Bavarian.
That is true.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
that's the author's name.
Okay. Now that we've got that ordeal sorted,
The book's title is
I will. Is this over several pages, or is this all crammed in like I need
The
a
first title
magnified?
is on the first page.
Okay.
It's written in large letters on runes. That has his name. And then the next page, which the publisher apparently was very kind, he put the rest of the title. It goes for 3 pages. You decide to skip. Although it turns out that the title is actually a pretty good prologue.
Okay.
It's a pretty good... Gnomish titles have a high tendency to be a, what is it called? Abstract?
Abstract.
Yeah.
Word.
I will turn to Nidda and say, Nidda, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to study this in my spare time. I would be more than willing to
I think that's what Nidda was already doing.
Oh, but he can't read it.
Well, yeah, you have a better chance of
That's
deciphering
fair.
this than I do.
That's fair. You can just start trying to translate it.
I would be willing to attempt to translate this for you. Since this is also...
Now that said,
also an area of interest for me.
I will add, if you manage to fully translate this book, the translation itself could be worth a lot of money.
Oh, really?
Well, if you fully scribe and translate a book...
Well, Sprocket, yeah, okay, noted.
That's a long time thing.
No, that's a month's thing.
Yeah, yes, that would be your month at least. I should add 30 days. Hold on. Let me find out how many pages this is. Where am I?
Also, Sturm, we also have to go back to
find out about our ship.
No,
Am I still talking to the dude?
Even more pertinent.
Okay. Oh dear.
We need CD the Lixavator.
Yeah, he's on my list.
Okay, yeah, that was
for monies.
Yep.
It's roughly about 650 pages.
So about 20 a day.
It's actually 642 pages, but so you'll have to write clearly and translate 20 pages a day.
With comprehend languages, I could do it faster.
If they team up,
you could also help.
Yeah, if I read to him and he writes.
Well, technically speaking, he's getting it read to him. But yes.
But it's not just the translated Sprocket. Also, I also want to understand this. So it's partially for my own reasons.
Right, and Roscoe would like to understand it as well, so he'd be interested in a joint endeavor.
You guys can decide that amongst yourselves. I think it's a good time for a quick break.
That makes sense.
Just as Jazz gets back. Sorry, I was trying to we'll get that bake while he's getting dinner, and it'll be great. And then there's Jazz. So in the meantime of that break, Dota? No Dota. No Dota. That doesn't work.
You want that to turn into an hour-long break?
Noda. Alex just gave me the shittiest look of disapproval.
You earned every second of it. Hold on.